and there would be lots of good food and good dressing. But except that, as an electrical engineer, we should also observe the lighting scheme. The lighting scheme at that particular premises would be such that it should be soothing. The viewer or a person would be pleased to see the lighting or the decoration. That is due to the lighting is such decorated that it won't create any glare or any brightness to viewers eyes, and it would make the appearance much better. Now next point is spacing between the light fitting. Now whenever I am talking about the spacing between the light fitting, that means light fitting which are employed in your room, that should be kept constant. Suppose I am taking a room which is having 4 number of light fitting. Assume that there are 4 light fitting given in your room. That means whenever the light fitting are more than one number, then the the spacing between the light fitting should be such that it should be not so closer, as well as it should be not so far from each other. It should be kept constant. If my spacing between light fitting 1 and 2 is say 5 meter, then my spacing between light fitting 2 and 3 should be also 5 meter. It should be not lesser than 5 meter, or it should be not greater than 5 meter. What would it create? If the distance between light fitting is uneven or unequal, then the illumination coming from the lamp would be not equal on each and every area of the working plane. So the light spacing between the light fitting should be such kept, it should be not so near or it should be not so far. That means it should be kept constant. Figure shows you two slides. The slide shows you two figure in which a room is having lesser amount of light fitting and another is having higher amount of light fitting. In first figure, the distance between two light fitting is kept very large, and in the second figure the distance between two light fitting is kept very less. So in first figure, where my distance between light fitting is very large, what would happen? In between portion of first and second light fitting would be not brighten up equally. Are you getting this? See, if the figure is given in such a way that there are total 3 number of light fitting, the distance between 1 and 2 is kept constant, and 2 and 3 is also kept constant, but the distance is so far that the middle portion or in between portion would be not properly illuminated, so there would be not equal amount of illumination. In second figure, the distance between light fitting is kept constant, but they are so near so that there would be high intensity of light fitting and it would create glare. So this condition should not arise when we are designing any lighting scheme for a particular premises. To have uniform illumination, the ratio of the space between the lamps and the height above the working plane should not exceed 1.5 and not be less than 1. That means it is giving you proper range between 1 and 1.5, which should be kept in mind whenever you are designing any type of light fitting. Next is size of room. Now previously we have discussed about spacing between light fitting. Now size of the room also matters a lot whenever we are talking about light fitting required in a particular premises. If my room size is larger, that means dimension is larger as compared to smaller room, number of light fitting required would be large. Suppose say an example of your own house. In your house, a drawing room or living room would be having higher number of light fitting as compared to your storeroom, because the dimension of storeroom is lesser as compared to your living room. So the illumination requirement at your living room would be higher as compared to your storeroom. First, this figure shows you a room which is having dimension larger as compared to this particular figure. Take this as a storeroom and previous figure as living room. It would be clear to you that as the size of a room increases, the number of light fitting required would be increased. So it is proportionally increasing or decreasing according to the or respective to the size room increase or decrease. Now next is number of light sources used. for convenience we have taken the same figure, that is of small room, or you can consider as a storeroom figure. Now for particular premises or storeroom, I have here designed a light fitting of 5 total 5 light fitting. So keeping this as a constant, or it would give you proper amount of illumination or uniform amount of illumination. If number of light sources in particular space would be increased or decreased, what would be the effect? See, the figure which is having one illumination or one lighting scheme would give you lesser amount of illumination, as well as the illumination would be unequal. It would, what would happen, that center portion of the room would be highly brightened up and the corner portion would be left unbrightened. That means uniform distribution of illumination would be not done. And in second figure there are totally 9 light fitting is connected. What would happen here? The room is already smaller and number of light fitting would employed is greater. That means it would provide you highly intense lighting which would create glare and it would be stressful for eyes. So such conditions should be not occur in particular premises, so that number of light fitting would be according to the area or size of the particular room. Next point is my types of lighting scheme. Now types of lighting scheme or arrangement is dependent upon the direction of the light fitting or direction upon the lumens coming out. According to this, there are mainly 5 types of lighting scheme, which is direct lighting scheme, indirect lighting scheme, semi-direct lighting scheme, semi-indirect lighting scheme, and general lighting scheme. Concentrating on first, that is direct lighting scheme, as the name suggests, in direct lighting scheme, if I want to illuminate a working plane in downward direction, then directly all the lumens coming out of a particular lamp would be concentrated downward. If this is my vertical plane and I want to illuminate that particular portion, then a light source would be such employed that all the lumens requirement would be directly downward and it is coming in the working plane. So this particular name shows direct lighting scheme. That means the lighting would be directly downward and it is illuminating the working plane. Now next figure shows you direct lighting scheme, which is having a lamp suspended from a wall. Now if a lamp is suspended from a wall, what would happen? All the light would be directly coming downward direction, and such arrangement would be illuminate your working plane, and the lumens coming out of the lamp would be not utilized to illuminate your ceiling or wall. So whenever I require to illuminate a working plane with high intensity, direct lighting scheme is used. Now despite of being very efficient or most efficient, this lighting scheme is generally not preferred for indoor residential lighting. Why? Because as I said, direct lighting would give you high intensity of lumens coming down, so it would generate hard shadow as well as glare. Because of such disadvantage, direct lighting scheme is not used for indoor residential premises, and it is being used for industrial premises or outdoor lighting scheme. Figure shows you a direct lighting scheme employed. As I said, it would generate hard shadow. You can see on green wall as well as on red wall, the object which are kept, it is giving their hard shadow and respective walls, and it is also generating glare into the vision. So it would be stressful to your eyes, it would be not soothing to your eyes. So such kind of light fitting is generally incorporated in industrial lighting as well as for outdoor lighting scheme. Now next is indirect lighting scheme. First of all, we have discussed about direct lighting scheme. That means total lumens are directly given to the working plane. Now we are discussing indirect lighting scheme. That means the lumens which are coming out of a lamp is indirectly given to the working plane. The name suggests that indirect lighting scheme. That means the lumens which are coming out of a lamp, it is indirectly given to the lighting scheme. In this particular premises, what would happen, or lighting scheme, what would happen? your 80 to 100 to 90% of the lighting lumens coming out of the lamp is utilized to illuminate your ceiling as well as to illuminate your walls, and 0 to 90, which is remaining portion, is coming downwards. This figure shows a lighting fixture suspended from a wall, and in this a fixture plays important role, because what would it do? It would directly send the illumination generated from a lamp to the upward direction. So it would be utilized to illuminate your ceiling, and from ceiling it is reflected back to the working plane in the downward direction. It gives you soft illumination and almost glare free and diffused illumination. This type of lighting scheme is generally suitable for cinemas, hotels and theaters. Taking an example of hotel, here a room is designed in which a lighting scheme is generally emphasized on ceiling. You can see that lighting scheme is such given that all the illumination or all the lumens coming out of the lamp is utilized to illuminate your ceiling, and from ceiling your lighting or the lumens are coming down by reflection. What would happen in such scheme? The room or the working plane downward direction would be less brighten up as compared to your ceiling, so it would give you less hard shadow as well as glare free vision, so it would be very soothing to your eyes, and such kind of thing are utilized in your indoor decoration as well as in your restaurant or hotel decoration. Next is semi direct lighting scheme. Now direct lighting scheme would give you 100 to 90% illumination in downward direction. Indirect lighting scheme would give you 100 to 90% illumination in upward direction. When we are talking about semi direct or semi indirect, the proportion of the illumination which is coming upward or downward would be changed. If we are talking about semi direct illumination, what would happen? My 60 to 90% of the illumination or total flux is made to fall directly on the downward with the help of semi direct reflectors. Okay, reflectors is nothing but a fitting that would be certain design that it would reflect back. So whenever a light bulb is suspended from a wall, what would happen? It would generally provide, lamp is providing 100% of illumination. From that 100% of illumination, in direct semi direct lighting scheme, 90 to 60% of the illumination is utilized to illuminate down surface, which is your working plane, and 0 to 40% of the illumination is used to illuminate your ceiling as well as wall. By illuminating your ceiling and wall, it is coming or reflecting back to the working plane, it is coming downward direction. So this type of lighting scheme is very suitable for rooms which are having high ceiling. So whenever we want to design a lighting scheme for a room which is having high ceiling, then this kind of lighting scheme would be utilized, as it can be provided two type of illumination which can be utilized for illuminating surface as well as illuminating your working plane which is downward. Now next is if I want to use this kind of illumination scheme, a glare would be generated, and to avoid such small amount of glare, we are employing diffusing globe, which not only improve the brightness but it would also improve the efficiency of the system. What would this particular diffusing globe will do? We have seen the figure of fixtures. In that I said that 2, 3 and 4 number of figure is of modern type. You must have seen a globe around a lamp. Okay, so that particular globe is nothing but a diffusing globe. What would it do? It would brighten up your illumination as well as it would increase your efficiency of the illumination. Next, this is the figure of a semi direct lighting scheme. Here, with the help of green arrows, I have shown the lighting which is coming in the downward direction, and two lamps has been shown. See, over that lamp diffusing globe is used, and this diffusing globe is used that would brighten up your illumination as well as it would minimize your glare. So by using this diffusing globe, both upward and downward illumination is provided in different ratios. In semi direct scheme, we are having the ratio as 90 to 60 in downward direction, more amount of illumination is utilized to illuminate your downward working surfaces, and lesser amount of illumination is utilized to illuminate your ceiling as well as your wall, that is 10 to 40%. Now coming to semi-indirect lighting scheme, it would be totally opposite to the semi-direct lighting scheme. In semi-direct lighting scheme, we have utilized 60 to 90% of the illumination in downward direction, where in semi-indirect lighting scheme 60 to 90% of the lighting would be utilized to illuminate the ceiling, and remaining 10 to 40% would be utilized to illuminate your down surfaces. This is the figure of same suspended lamp. See, whenever this bulb is used, whenever I want to have semi-indirect or indirect type of lighting scheme, fixture plays an important role, because what would fixture do? It would try to reflect or refract the rays which are illuminated by the bulb, and it would give to the working plane. So in this kind of scheme, we'll get diffuse reflection by using inverted or bowled reflectors, that is already employed in your fixture, and this lighting scheme is with soft shadows and glare free. This is the figure of indirect lighting scheme. As it is indirect lighting scheme, it would be more emphasizing on ceiling illumination, and hence it is semi-indirect lighting scheme. Certain portion, which is 10 to 40% of the lighting, will also utilize to illuminate your downward portion. In this particular light, you will see that your ceiling is more brightened as compared to your below surface areas. That is because it is semi-indirect scheme. But though it is lesser illuminated as compared to your ceiling, it is having adequate amount of illumination, so that we can identify each and every color or distinguish between two different objects and surrounding. Such kind of lighting scheme is defined as semi-indirect lighting scheme. Now coming to general lighting scheme, then general lighting scheme is a lighting scheme which would give you uniform illumination in all the direction. Previously, or for the scheme which having different kind of illumination or proportion in different direction, but general lighting scheme would give you 50% upward illumination, 50% downward illumination. So whenever we want to illuminate a particular premises in an equal amount, we use general lighting scheme, that is also defined as diffuse lighting scheme. Figure shows you a suspended bulb which is providing illumination in all the direction. It is giving you direction in 360 degree. So this is known as general lighting scheme or diffuse lighting scheme. Up to now we have discussed basic definitions, then factors affecting or factors governing lighting scheme, and different types of lighting scheme depending upon the upward and downward direction illumination. This must be